morning and welcome to One Man One Life. Well, we're on day 4 of our trip. Last night we stayed in Bordeaux. We're in the Radisson Blue Hotel and it's quite nice. Can't complain whatsoever. Today we're heading up towards Narvik. It's quite a trek today, about 300 plus K. So we're passing through some nice scenery, so hopefully we'll get some good footage. Anyway, I hope you liked the previous video to this one. If you haven't seen it yet, nip back and have a look, because that's one where we actually go to the Arctic Circle Centre, and man was that cold. Anyway, enjoy this video. Cheers. We're just going to pack the car and head over to Narvik, or head at least that way, see how far we get, depend on the roads. But just a quick view of Bordeaux. This is a harbour. Down the bottom and around the corner is a ferry terminal. But wow, that is one beautiful boat. That is nice. Anyway, we're gonna head off to heading north further. See what today brings. Very cold already. Right, we're about an hour outside Bordeaux at a place called Stroman or Straumen. But we thought we'd stop and just take in the scenery. We've got about another hour before we've got a little ferry to catch. So we've got about an hour before. Do you think that's a boat house down there?
Looks so, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, we just got another stop. We're still in Hameroy. Forgive me if I'm wrong, it's quite cold, but doesn't feel that bad today, but we thought we'd stop and have a look at this view.
Oh, you're going to get some amazing footage, mate. Right, yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll put the drone up and see if we can get better shots, because this is absolutely crazy views. I'm hoping the camera can pick out the mountains in the distance. But we've just come over that mountain there. And we're heading down to the ferry somewhere along the way. So we'll put the drone up. If there's some footage after this, then it worked. If not, c'est la vie. See you in a bit. We're about 21 kilometres away from the ferry. I mean, this is one of the best views I think we've ever seen. It's amazing. I'm sure this camera is going to do it no justice whatsoever. But at least it's here to see. So hopefully we'll probably make the 1/20th ferry, but we're in no rush whatsoever. So we'll see you at the next stop, probably at the ferry at this rate. So we're just heading towards the ferry terminal, if you could call it that. Man, the ferry, if that's it over there, looks quite big. So we kind of don't know what to expect, or even where we're going to, because it looks like there's a ferry to 2 different locations. So here we are, ferry point.
What do you reckon in here?
Yeah, it's one of them. But which one are we going to?
Oh, let's just say loading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh yeah, it's all going.
Is this one?
Well, 1 or 2.
Right, we're here. See what happens. Well guys, we have reached the ferry terminal, but it's the ferry that we need is actually not running because they're doing a load of maintenance work around there. So we're going to have to get another ferry that's going to take us to Lodingen, which is the ferry that is that one. So our routes have changed a little bit, but it could work in our favour because this ferry will save us a day in travelling. So the boys are now just looking to see what we can do for accommodation back down there. It looks like they're clearing a bit of snow before they let us all on. But yeah, so we're here anyway. But this is what adventures are made of. You get an obstacle and you've got to get over it. So shortly, well, I'm hoping shortly, we'll be boarding this ferry. But these ferries run quite often, so it's not a big deal really. And the ferries are not that big. So we'll go and sit in the car and discuss how we're going to do the next bit of the journey. But I do love the kind of thing when you're exposed to an obstacle and you have to do some quick thinking to figure out how you get there. I mean, we're so far north, it's not a case of being able to just drive around because you're looking at hundreds of kilometers. Just, you know, just the way the terrain. But I'm quite excited about this one, and it just feels good. So we'll get on the ferry and take the next step, see where it takes us. We're getting on this ferry. We don't know how much it is, and we kind of think we know where it's going to, but anything could happen. But I think this is going to take us to the centre of the Lofoten Peninsula, if that's the right word to use. Anyway, we're on the ferry, so there's no going back. Oh, that's not so bad. It's just like Dover to Calais, isn't it? Where do you get your tickets though? Right, that's it. We're here. Well, here we go. I think we're heading to Lofoten, but I can't be 100% sure. We're not even sure how to pay for this ferry, but little things like that have never stopped me before. The scenery is absolutely beautiful. Oh, we're turning. So I think by talking to people, I think this is about a 1 hour ferry journey, which is pretty cool really, because at least it gets us out of the car. We've done about 4 hours driving today. So yeah. So what I'll do, I'll stop it here and then we'll start it again in a bit, see where the ferry takes us. That's where we come from over there. So, woo, because our plans have changed a bit, we're going to have to look for some more accommodation somewhere else. But it is what it is. And this is, God, it's cold. I'm sure this camera doesn't do it any good at all. Any justification, really. But, wow, yes. I'm going to have to stop filming in a minute because literally my hand is freezing holding the camera. But if that looks bleak on film, that's because it is. I mean, I wouldn't change this for the world, but... Oh man, cold. I'd like to get on the front of the ship, but you can't, so I'm going to have to see if I can do it from inside. But yeah, we're heading somewhere on the Lofoten Islands. So I'm just going to nip in and find some accommodation for the next couple of nights. We're going to use Lofoten Islands as a port where we can travel on to other places. Right, we're back on terra firma. Not where we wanted to be, but all the same. (8154) Narvik. All the same, we're here, and we've just got a little bit of driving to do, hour and a half. There's the ferry we've just been on. Don't know if you can see that well, but we're on our way once again. That was quite an experience, that ferry, but cool. I think we're going to use it on the way back, but with the way we're going on, we may not do. But we're really far north now, and it's looking quite cold. Not only does it look cold, it is cold. So we'll see where the rest of the afternoon takes us. We've just come out of Sandtog and we're heading round to that bridge. So we cross the bridge and literally go back on ourselves. Right, we're just coming into Narvik and we need to cross the bridge somewhere and go back along the other side of the fjord. How we do that, I'm not. Oh, there's a roundabout. Oh, there's the bridge. So we've got to go back over that bridge and then back on ourselves. The sun's starting to set now, but the scenery is lovely. So we're 75 kilometers to our next stop for the night, which is Narvik. So we're just stopping there for the night, and then we're going to scooter back into Lodingen and go the full length. I think it's 220 miles ish back. So we're going to spend a couple of days doing that. So we're just crossing that big bridge. The windsock there is taking a bit of a beating. The roads are in pretty cool condition as well. I think we've clocked up about 1,000 kilometers since we picked this car up. So it's probably going to have nigh on 3,000 when we take it back. Good morning. Well, we're on day 5 and we're heading off to Lodingen. So we're just going back over the bridge, and them mountains are an amazing sight. So we've got about 300k?
270k.
So we've got about 270 kilometers to do to reach Lodingen, and then we're staying there for a couple of days. So we'll see you on the way. Well, we just stopped to put the drone up, and we're in a military zone, so the drones wouldn't even take off. Well, they would take off, but they go about 2 meters up and then just stop. So we've abandoned that.
Look at the surroundings. There was a sign saying forbidden access. We got into our cars.
We're now making a hasty escape. So we'll try later on down the road. Well, this is what we have to put up with all the time. Just stunning views. And we really have to force ourselves to carry on, because sometimes you see something and think, I've got to stop. But then, round the corner, it's something even better. So, I mean, we've got about 90 minutes to go, and we've stopped like 4 times. And this is another thing you've got to contend with. These big lorries, where they're coming from, we're going to, because there is nothing round here. But what a view. See, I kind of want to stop now and put the drone up, but I'd have so much drone footage I wouldn't know what to do with it. But we'll just press on. We'll get there soon, I guess. Hopefully. Well, we're officially in Lofoten. The sun is shining, it's beautiful. So we're just going to have another stop yet again. But yeah, we're actually in Lofoten now, so we're gonna explore the length of Lofoten, which is about 200 miles. So should be good. See what it brings. Well, we've reached our destination, Svolvaer. So we're going to be here for the next 2 days. So we're just going to have a look around town. We've got the harbour right in front of us. And a massive rock there. It's about minus 10 degrees at the moment. So we'll have a little walk round. Which way we... Well, we've had a stroll down the harbour. Some very nice properties here. We've reached the end of the day now, so I'm going to put my head down and have a little kip. It's been a busy day. We've seen lots of beautiful scenery. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, give us a thumbs up. hit the bell for notification and subscribe for plenty more adventure to come. And we'll see you tomorrow on day 6. Take it easy.